What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. We are doing more anime talk, and we are finally finishing up Attack on Titan. Alright, this is basically going to be a review / retrospective of the entire first season, or basically everything that's been released in anime form. Just going to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on everything that I witnessed in the entire first season. So, if you watched the first anime talks, or the first two anime talks that I discussed Attack on Titan, you will know that I am thoroughly impressed by the show. And I'm slowly but surely becoming an Attack on Titan fanboy. I absolutely loved this show. First off, the pacing of the show was brilliant. It didn't get stagnant ever. You felt like they were just moving from one thing to the next. It was coherent. It flowed so nicely. It never felt like they got stagnant or you were just like, oh my God, would this please end? You know what I mean? There are many animes that run for a very long time, especially the shonen ones, where it takes a long time to get stuff done. Attack on Titan had 25 episodes, and they had brilliant character development. They had a lot of action. They had backstory. You know, to squeeze all of that in and to never really felt like you had unnecessary filler in there, that's damn impressive. The second thing that I want to talk about, and it's one of the things that this show does best, is character development. Two characters in particular that I'll talk about, even though you can see by watching the show, it happens with probably about maybe three or four characters. My favorite character in the show, John, or as I like to call him, Gene, because in America, Jean spells Gene. You look at him as a character, right? So when you're first introduced to Gene, he's just pretty much a prick, you know what I mean? He comes off as very condescending. He doesn't seem like he's really down for the cause. He's very self-centered. He's all about me, me, me. He doesn't really seem to care about anybody else's concerns but his own. He seems very selfish. Even when you have the second Titan attack and he's really pissed off and he kind of bumps into Eren, he's like, man, this is bullshit. And Eren's like, that's fine. We can kill these Titans. Then you can go have your little pussy life, inside the castle gates and never have to worry about, dealing with the Titans. And slowly but surely, he starts becoming a character that you actually like and respect. During the second Titan attack, he showcases some leadership qualities. And then after that, after Marco dies, he gets this sense of basically like a sense of justice or a sense of duty. You know what I mean? He joins the survey troops or the survey corps, even though he doesn't want to. He has no aspirations of being with these guys, but he joins them anyway. And he even talks about how much it sucks and how, he's regretting it and how he's basically anxious and nervous about doing it, but he does it anyway. The second would be Armin. Armin starts this show out as kind of a resident crybaby. He's a crybaby bitch who relies on these two characters, Mikasa and Eren, to pretty much do everything, to defend them as a kid. He doesn't have high self-esteem. He's very, he's very melodramatic about everything. And he just seems to be a drag to be around. It's like, oh yeah, there's going to be this great action sequence. Oh wait, Armin's in it. He's going to ruin it. You know what I mean? By being just a big drama queen, he's probably going to start crying. And slowly but surely, you start realizing during every major conflict, Armin always comes up with something smart. Like, whose idea was it to, get the Titans all together and then blind them with the fire of the guns? That was Armin. Who's the one who figured out that Annie was the female Titan? That was Armin. So, even though he's not very strong or powerful and he can't fight a lick, he's actually very intelligent and he becomes very useful throughout the show. Now, the 57th expedition. This was my favorite part of the entire show. I felt like it just had everything. It had action. It had surprise. You had the female Titan, which when she first appeared, how hype was that shit? Armin and the two guys are both running on the horses, and then you just look behind them, and here comes this huge, colossal running Titan, and she's like the bionic woman, and she's running and shit. It felt like a boss fight in a video game, just of epic proportions. You know what I mean? Like, she had a presence without even talking or really doing anything. It felt like she came out of nowhere and completely stole the show. I said in the past that I really liked that on Attack on Titan, whenever they go to execute a plan, they always show you how they're going to do it. There's a lot of planning involved. Neon Genesis Evangelion was a show that did this, and I think it adds a certain element of realism. I mean, there are a lot of times where you have these huge, colossal battles in animes, and it's like your characters go in there with no plan of action, and it's like, how do we expect to get this done when we have no plans? When they go for the 57th expedition, before you even enter, before they even go into those episodes, they pretty much map everything out. They show their ways of communicating with each other. They show their formations. They show where they're trying to go. Now, granted, I do question why they even did the 57th expedition, because it seems like the show brought up the whole point of, hey, we need to get to Eren's basement and figure out what that is. And then the commander's like, yeah, that's cool, but let's go do this instead. Like, it's like the show kind of lost its train of thought and just went off and did something else. I mean, although it ended up being completely awesome and excellent, I just found that to be a little weird. I think that the second half of the show introduced an amazing character in Captain Levi. That dude was, and a lot of people said, wait till you see Levi, wait till you see Levi. He's a character who, when you first meet him, I kind of had the same impression of Mikasa. I was like, how dare you beat Eren's ass in the middle of a courtroom? I'll never forgive you, you jerk. It kind of felt like Frankie on One Piece when he's first introduced in the show. And then, you know, slowly but surely, as you figure out the real Captain Levi, I was like, okay, you're a reasonable guy. You're intelligent. I kind of like this guy. Now, one thing that I love about Attack on Titan is the show set the precedent early that pretty much any character is expendable. I mean, that's made pretty evident. What was it, episode 6, where Eren gets eaten by the Moses-looking Titan? I mean, who saw that shit coming? And when you're during the 57th expedition, it comes in spades. You know, Attack on Titan has this really weird way of making everything seem like it's all going to work out and then absolutely crushing the spirit of the watcher. You know what I mean? The part where Captain Levi and his elites and Eren all get kind of, they kind of get, what's the word that I'm looking for? They get separated. The elites and Eren are together riding on horses. The female Titan is chasing right after them. She's just killing freaking members of the corps left and right. They're just, you know, it's like moths to the flame, basically. And there's this moment where they're like, trust us, Eren. We can get the job done. We're the elites. She doesn't know what she's messing with. And then she kills all 4 of them in like 2 seconds, like they're not even there. And it's like, damn, didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? Like, it shows that the show is going to be consistent about how it handles characters and how it handles the precedent of the Titans are far stronger than humans. So as far as Eren as a character, I felt like, I mean, he's a main character. He gets the job done. I like that he's brash. I like the fact that, you know, he has a lot of confidence, but I feel like he's nothing particularly special. You know, I wouldn't put this guy on the same tier as like Luffy or Naruto and the all-time greats, even if I think that Attack on Titan can be an all-time great. I really don't think it's going to be because of him. I mean, personally, I feel like Eren's about the 5th or 6th most interesting character in the show. I felt like, oddly enough, the most interesting thing that he did in the entire show was when he first met up with Mikasa, and he killed 2 of the bandits that were, you know, holding her captive in that cabin, and then, you know, he basically willed her to fight the 3rd one. I say that because it shows that even from a young age, I mean, this dude basically had it in himself that, I don't know, he kind of had a jaded, twisted sense of justice. Like, he didn't have any problem killing people who were bad, even though that they were bad, and I consider that act righteous. It's just for him to be like a 10-year-old kid and to have absolutely no remorse for his actions is like, damn, this kid's he might have seen some shit growing up or something like that that would make, you know, him like so hardcore. Like, I thought that was the most interesting thing involving him. Now, I would say the giant plot twist, the fact that Annie was the female Titan, it was cool. I didn't see it coming. I mean, I probably was like the only one who didn't pay that much attention to her, and I thought that the female Titan looked kind of similar to her, but she was never like a major character. She never had that much of an integral role on the plot or on the show, so it's not like I particularly always thought about her as a character. You know, she wasn't even part of the 57th expedition. She wasn't part of the Survey Corps, so she wasn't even in the back of my mind. Her fight versus Eren at the end was absolutely amazing. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he decapitates her. I think that the way the show ended was so brilliant because there's still so many questions left to be answered. You know what I mean? Why is Annie attacking, you know, humanity? What the hell is in Eren's basement? You know what I mean? Like, who are the Colossus and the Armored Titans? Like, there's so many ways that this show can go for season 2, and I felt like right now it kind of has unlimited potential. So Attack on Titan as a whole is an absolutely fantastic anime. I would say that it has really good action sequences, especially ones involving the 3D technique, which I think it's just absolutely fantastic to watch. It's like poetry in motion. You have excellent characters. You have character development that is first class. The show puts down pretty much the precedent that anyone is expendable from about the first 5 episodes, and pretty much doesn't waver at all. And that's one of the things that most animes don't do. They're just not brave enough to implement something like that. This is a show where pacing was absolutely perfect. It never got stagnant. I don't know. There wasn't any major glaring flaw about this show. Maybe you can say that, I guess they kind of lost focus towards the end of the show. Maybe they didn't kind of figure out, or they didn't know how they wanted to end the show, but I don't know. I thoroughly liked Attack on Titan. Like, it was one of my favorite animes that I've seen in quite some time. Tell me what you guys think. Thank you for watching as always.